Hello everybody, welcome back, or welcome if it is your first time here on my channel. Today we are dealing with some pretty important, pretty exciting content, which is my TBR jar. This is my second time using it. I'm already obsessed. I'm so excited because at this point I don't remember a single prompt I put in here. So it's gonna be really exciting to pull these out. I have so many books that I'm excited to get to in the next few months, so I'm hoping that these help cater to those books and we end up with a beautiful TBR. But, you know, let's just get down to business. I am a talker, I'm an introer, I got gab and yap to say. I am not usually straight to the point, so for this video today, I just want to say hi. I want to say hello. Get a little bevy, get a little snack, and let's get into my TBR for March. Here we go. It is time to unleash the whims of my TBR jar. I'm excited, but I'm also scared because I just really have some books in mind, and I want this TBR to be perfect. In the TBR jar we trust. So our first prompt is a pick from the library. So honestly, this is perfect because there are a few books that have been on my mind from the library. Let me look at my library app a little bit and come to a conclusion for this one. Okay, for this first prompt, I'm gonna go with The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I did talk about this in my spring TBR and some books that I'm really hoping to get to. I think it'd be really fun to start a new mystery-esque series, and this is the first one in that series. So I'm gonna pick that one up this month from my library. Sadly, I have nothing to show for it, but imagine it is there. That is our first book for this video. Also, I think today I'm gonna choose maybe 7 prompts. I think that's reasonable and something I can achieve. Sometimes you gotta be, you know, realistic, unfortunately. So next is an author I've never read. Okay, there are actually quite a few books that meet this that I want to read this spring. So let me look at the shelf. There are a few I have in mind for sure. That prompt was such a great choice because I actually have tons of books on my shelves from authors I haven't read from before, but I ended up going with Morrighan. This is the beginning of the Remnant Chronicles universe. This is by Mary E. Pearson. She also wrote Dance of Thieves. A lot of people think it's best to read her Remnant Chronicles series prior to getting into Dance of Thieves. So I'm following their lead. They know better than I. So I'm going to start with this one. It is the prequel to the Remnant Chronicles. Then Dance of Thieves comes after that. Hopefully that wasn't confusing, but nonetheless, this is the prequel I'm starting with. So a lot of like first in a series that I'm starting this month. But you know what? That's spring. Like, I'm ready for some new stuff in my life. I'm ready for the renewal, if you will. Okay. Next, we have a middle grade novel. So this one I'm actually gonna have to look at the shelf again for because all my middle grades over there. Because I don't think I put any middle grade on my TBR for spring, which honestly, not a cool move by me because I have tons of middle grade to get to. So let me take a look at the shelf. This will be good for me. This is perfect. This is good. This is good. Okay, this is my middle grade choice for March. It is Some Kind of Happiness by Legrand. This book is so pretty. My friend got this for me for my birthday, but this one is about a magical realism fantasy situation. In it, Finley is struggling with her parents that pretend that they aren't struggling with stuff, but she knows they are, being sent to her grandparents' house for the summer, but never having met her grandparents, and her only escape is this fantasy world that she created in her notebook. But through exploring the woods near her grandparents' home, she realizes it's real, it's in trouble, and she needs to save it, but she also needs to save herself. So I feel like this one's going to be really heartfelt. It's been a while since I've read middle grade, so I feel like that one is going to be a fun choice. And again, it has that like renewal, refreshed feeling to me. 3 down, at least 3 more to go. You know, I always have book club books to read, so that always makes it harder to choose so many. Random color generator. So this is gonna be fun. I am going to pull up a random color generator. Whatever color it chooses has to be on the cover for the book. So this is gonna be so fun. I've obviously never done that one before, but it seems so exciting. Okay, clearly I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know you can edit the wheel, but I think I'm just gonna go with the colors they have on it. So let's spin it. Okay, our color is blue. So, time to find a book that has blue on it for this one. Okay, this might be a little bit of cheating, but my special edition copy of Ruthless Vows is on its way to me, and I am so excited to pick that one up as soon as it gets here. And it just so happens to have blue on the cover, so I know it's not super exciting because you can't actually see it here right now, but it will be when I do my wrap up at the end of March. So picture special edition Ruthless Vows there for that one. Not that you can see it, but we have 4 books on the TBR so far. I think I will pick at least 2 more, maybe 3 more, depending on what we come up with. So back into the jar we go. Chosen by a bookish bestie. It's time to hit up the girls, see what they think I should read. If you want to be a bookish bestie, follow me on Instagram. That's really where I poll my community, ask them questions, get advice, and have help choosing my books. So let me do a little Instagram post for this guy. We're gonna continue on while I wait for the bookish besties to make their selection on Instagram. We'll come back to that at the end of the video. But for now, I think I'm gonna choose 2 more, mostly because this just looks so sad and empty. I realize it's not because a lot of the books that I've chosen aren't on my shelves to put here yet, but you know, we're having fun, so we're gonna choose 2 more. Okay, the next one is a book with an odd number of pages. That one's simple, easy. I should be able to choose something quite quickly for that one. Okay, I just looked through so many books that have been on my TBR, and all of them have even numbers. I'm not kidding, I just pulled up at least 6 books, and they all had even numbers. So we are going to carry over a book that was on my TBR last month that I haven't quite gotten to yet. It is The Art Thief by Finkel. This book is a book I need to read. I'm reading it for my book club, so I need to read it anyways. I just haven't yet. So it has 209 pages. So that is what we're gonna go for. It needs to be done. I know it's not quite as exciting as choosing a new book, but that's life. Sometimes we have books on the TBR that we just need to get to. So we're gonna do our last choice. I hope it's something really exciting because I know this one has been not lackluster, but like you can't see all the books I've chosen, which to me is lackluster. But again, that's just life. So we are gonna choose 1 more, hoping for a really good one that's just gonna perfect this TBR. That is a book with a person on the cover. So for this one, I feel like I'm fine with it being a picture of a person, but also an illustration of a person is fine. So let me look at some of the books on my TBR. It's funny when you get these prompts, you're like, I've been looking at these books so much, but then you forget what they actually look like when you have very specific prompts like that. So let me see what I have that has a person on the cover. Okay, after quite a bit of trial and tribulation, I ended up landing on Forget Me Not by Soto. This one honestly just was meant to be on the TBR because it also was one I thought of for an author I've never read from before, and it gives all the spring vibes. So this is my choice. It is about a wedding planner and a florist who have to work together on a celebrity wedding or event, but they are exes, so it's a little bit second chance. Very excited to get to that one. So we are gonna throw her on the cart with the other choices. And now we're gonna go back, look at that poll, and see what people voted for my last book. So the 2 books that I was deciding between, I will obviously put the poll up so you can see, but I was deciding between Daisy Hates and Half a Soul, and the people have spoken, and their choice was dun, 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 Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, which is great. It's perfect actually because I've been needing to get to this book like no other. Like honestly, it's embarrassing. So that one is going on the shelf and I can't wait to pick it up. Thank you if you participated in the poll. I didn't leave it up super long, so I know not everyone probably got to vote, but sometimes you gotta roll with the punches. I feel like that's what this TBR really was me just rolling with what came up and doing the best I could. So let's quickly run through the TBR, mostly because a lot of the books are not physically here, just to remind you what I'm trying to read this month. So our first prompt was a pick from the library, and I chose The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Excited to get to this one. I've heard a lot about it, and her books are super easy to read and enjoyable. Excited to pick that one up. The next prompt was an author I've never read from before, and I ended up going for Morrighan, which is the prequel to the Remnant Chronicles. And one, it's beautiful. Like, you look at this, it's so gorgeous. And two, this is just a really anticipated series I want to get to. I love that there's so much content there for me to consume. So that was my choice for that prompt. The next prompt was a middle grade, and I ended up going for Some Kind of Happiness by Legrand. This one seems great, heartfelt, and hopefully it's a quicker read because I do have a lot of books I'm trying to get to. So hopefully that one is nice and quick. Next, we did the random color generator, and I ended up choosing Ruthless Vows. I have my special edition on its way to me. I'm counting down the days until it gets here, and you know I'm gonna pick it up as soon as it gets here. So that one fit that prompt. Next was chosen by a book bestie. Obviously reached out to the besties and chose Half a Soul, which is very needed. I need to read it. I just need to get to it. Next was a book with an odd number of pages. You know, I struggled with this one more than, I should have. So The Art Thief was what I ended up choosing. It's a rollover from February. It happens. Book girlies, we go off script and there's nothing we can do about that. And for the last prompt, it was a book with a person on the cover. Ended up choosing this book because also this is just like a cover I'm obsessed with. There's kind of not a day that goes by that I don't think about this cover. So I feel like this is a great group of books. A lot of these books are ones I've been meaning to get to, so I'm so excited to finally prioritize them. I will keep you guys updated on how my reading's going, and of course, at the end of March, I will do my wrap-up, and hopefully all of these books will be on that wrap-up. It's hopeful thinking, but let's be optimistic, let's be hopeful. I hope you guys are having a great start to the month. Let me know what's on your March TBR in the comments, and you know what time it is. It's time to love you and leave ya. I'll see you next time. Cheers!